Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, how are you today? Fine?
Fine. How about you, ma'am?
Okay. So, today, Group 5 will present the lesson plan from one of the members of Group 5, who is Arsenia, yeah, to present a kind of lesson plan. So, I think it is time for you to present. Berapa orang semuanya?
Satu aja.
Oh enggak, berapa orang biar enggak ini ya. Ini ada berapa?
Cuma 9 slide, ma'am. It's
Ya,
okay.
9, oke. Ya, tinggal baca mungkin bisa bergantian ya, karena yang saya nilai presentasinya.
Alright. Good afternoon, Mamida. Good afternoon, my beloved friends. So we're from Group 5. We're going to present the lesson plan. So our group consists of me, Arsenia Maria Martins, and Alright, so just jump up to the lesson plan. So the lesson plan is going to be for the grade 6 elementary school, which is particularly focusing on writing and also the subject, of course, English. And the duration for the teaching is 60 minutes. Next slide, ma'am.
Yes.
The indicator, student will be able to write a well-organized paragraph for writing a variety of topics, including personal experience, real-world issues, historical events, and hypothetical situations. Hypothetical situation, which is imaginary situations, maybe. So we all know that elementary students maybe have a lot of imaginary, not just like us, the university students. So with a clear topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding sentence. The objective, students will be able to brainstorm ideas and organize their thoughts using graphic organizer. So graphic organizer like mind mapping. So the students will be brainstorm their ideas, which is using the keywords, and then focusing on the what are they going to write on their essay or their stories, something like that. And also the student will be able to write a clear topic sentence and supporting details. Topic sentence like a thesis statement, which is focusing the main idea of each paragraph, and also the supporting details for supporting the thesis statement. And students will be able to write a concluding sentence, which is an important part of the essay or something that the students write that will be summarized the main idea of the paragraph. And also, students will be able to proofread their work for errors in grammar, punctuation, and spelling. So maybe next, Sylvia will help me to read. Teaching scenario.
Okay, now let's move on to the teaching scenario. The first one, we have the introduction. It will be 10 minutes. In this section, we, as a teacher, we explain the importance of writing skills and how they can be used in everyday life. We also discuss the different types of writing, such as the narrative, persuasive, and also informative. The second section is the pre-writing. It will be 15 minutes. So here we teach students to brainstorm ideas and organize their thoughts using graphic organizers. And we also try to encourage students to have a practice writing. It will be like a thesis statement and also supporting details. And the third section, we have the writing. It will be 20 minutes. Here we teach students to use the writing process, including the drafting, revising, and also editing. And also we have to provide opportunities for students to practice writing different types of paragraphs, such as descriptive, compare and contrast, and also causative writing. Next will be presented by Farhan.
Okay, so for the next topic is the next one is post writing. It's about 10 minutes. It is to teach students to create their works for errors in grammar, punctuation, and spelling. And students share their writing with a partner or in small group for feedback. Next one is assessment. It is about 5 minutes. It is used rubrics to assess students' writing skills and provide feedback for improvement. Encourage students to reflect on their writing and set goals for future improvement. The next one is evaluation and assessment. It is used a rubric to assess students' writing skills, including the clarity of the topic sentence, the relevance of the supporting details, and the effectiveness of the concluding sentence. The next one is provide feedback to students on their writing and encourage them to reflect on their strengths and weaknesses. And the last one is encourage students to set goals for future improvement and provide opportunities for them to practice their writing skills. And the last one will be explained by the chapter.
And for the strategies that can be used by teacher to encourage the student in writing progress, first one, providing inspiring and original prompts. The second one, incorporating engaging writing activities. Third one, creating a supportive environment. Fourth one, celebrating and rewarding creativity. And the fifth one, we enjoy the topic and writing style. The main object of these activities is to help students develop their creativity and writing skills in a fun and engaging manner.
Okay, I think that's all from our groups. If all my beloved friends have questions, you can just answer.
Yes, any other group has question? So I want to know about the rubric actually, what kind of the point that you include, I mean the rubric for ini untuk what kind of
For assessment, ma'am,
Yeah,
maybe for the
writing.
for the writings, focusing on the grammar, on the what are the topic that they will like to correlate with the statement and the supporting details and all the relevance between all the paragraph.
and what type of writing they can choose, yeah?
Yeah, they can choose freely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Oh, so the rubric is for paragraph writing.
Yes.
Okay. Ya, jadi nanti in this 20 minutes ya, so student use you ask student to
Yes,
write.
ma'am. Yes,
a
20
paragraph.
minutes because it's just an elementary students. It's not the same with the university students. University students takes longer time, but I think for the children, they might get bored if they have too much time for writing.
Ya, jadi ada descriptive, compare, contrast, and cause effect. And do you give the example? No.
For the example, maybe it's one of the strategies that the teacher can use
strategies
for
that
providing the students the imaginary of how can they write, like
ini ya.
to provoke them
Okay.
to brainstorm their ideas.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. If there is no question, you can close the presentation.
So if there is no questions, thank you everyone. So that's all from our group.
Okay, give applause for this slide.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we have the presentation from Group 5 about lesson plan for the 6th grade, yeah, elementary school. Okay, now let's see other group ya. For example, karena ini quiz jadi individually ya. So, okay, let me know about from the Putri Kurnia ya. So this is another example of lesson plan for junior high school grade 7 ya. And then this is the core of competence. Ini lebih mirip ke silabus ya daripada lesson plan karena include basic competence ya and materials. Yang belum mengumpulkan siapa ini? Oh, 4 orang ya, 1, 2, 3, 4 ya, segera dikumpulkan ya, walaupun terlambat daripada tidak ada nilai quiz. Okay, today I will continue our chapter what are characteristic of language learners. Yeah. So I will read the learning outcomes. So after completing this unit, you can acknowledge the differences in language learning between adults and young learners, and then identify the characteristic of adult learners in learning language, and then analyze the characteristic of young learners, and determine and apply appropriate strategy to teach adult and young learner. Kalau tadi Arsenia choose the 6th grade of elementary school. Do you think they are young learners or adults?
They are young learners.
Young learners, yeah. Okay. So actually there are 2 types of language learners, namely adults or children. Yeah. So adults and children may show differences in learning English as foreign language when they are compared to each other. And the following parts will show how adults and children different when learning English as a foreign language. So in table 6.1, this is table 6.1, there are some language aspects, yeah, between adults versus children. So explication for adult, and then induction for children. Ya, jadi adult tend to explicit, ya. You have to explain in explicit way untuk adult. But for children, you can use induction. You have to induction berarti sebelum menjelaskan, from before explaining, you have to give example. Ya, seperti itu. And then memory, ya, ini juga suitable with children. Motor skill juga suitable with children. And setting, you can use classroom setting for adult, but you can use natural setting for children. Makanya ada sekolah alam, terus ada apa lagi? Settingnya lebih ke yang tidak formal, ya. So you can use informal setting untuk children. Explication, di sini dijelaskan there are only 2 processes by which one can learn a second language syntax. For example, anyone can explain the rules to you, and then explication, or you can work them out for yourself, atau induction. So explication is the method of explaining the laws and structures atau formula, ya, a second language to learner, and this clarification is provided in the learner's first language. So explication rarely appropriate for young children. Jadi jangan menggunakan explication, ya, for children. Avoid using this. How about induction? So induction, on the other hand, is you can teach children learn foreign language through induction, atau we call it learning by doing, ya. So we just describe as learning rules by self-discovery. When a child hears and remembers second language speech, he or she may be able to analyze and discover the generalization or law underpinning that speech. Adults, as opposed to infants, are better at explication because they understand the rules better. And adults will do better when they enroll in language course with pre-designed curriculum or activities. Jadi adult juga lebih banyak better, ya, in explication because they have background knowledge atau punya ilmu sebelumnya, ya. Jadi it will be easy for you to teach adults rather than children. And then memory and motor skills actually is very important in teaching, in learning language. So necessary for language learning to occur and continue as are motor skills, ya, related to the pronunciation of the sounds in second language acquisition, and use voice articulators such as tongue, lips, mouth, vocal cord, and etc. So memory and motor skills deteriorate as a person gets older. Jadi semakin berkurang ya kalau adult itu ya memorinya. The same thing happens to children when they are young. So they have a good memory. It's no wonder that children learn easily and retain information well. As a result, growing number of children start learning language when their age is young. Jadi kalau disuruh fluently mungkin lebih cepat yang learners ya. And then language setting is very important juga ya, because setting of language learning for adults better when they are studying in artificial situation like classroom with specified learning objective, while young learners are good when studying in natural situation. Ya, you can ask them to go to garden or in the recreation place maybe ya. So this is in line with the differences of characteristic of adults. So children might get very stressful ya once they were placed in a classroom, but they will learn language enjoy if they put in natural situation because they can play ya while learning. So adults perform well when studying in the special classroom ya, but children will become stressed ya in language laboratorium maybe ya. Okay, now we go to the next slide. So actually there are some characteristic of young learner or children ya. So when we call young learners, usia berapa? Kira-kira young learners itu usia
Kindergarten.
6 up to
Yeah.
13 years old ya.
Yeah.
So there are some certain characteristic. Have a first language and they can read and write already. And then ini agak kecil ya tulisannya. And then like activities and movement. So student in this age cannot sit ya still for a long time because they like moving. And then have short time concentration because they feel bored easily. Therefore, the period of English lesson should not be too long. If the time allotment for English is 90 minutes, it's better to be spirited into 2 meetings ya, 45 minutes is in each. Jadi cepat bosan, jadi ya sekitar 45 menit lah ya. And then like asking, so that the teacher should be patient, answer that question and include them in the teaching learning activities. Jadi ya itulah karakteristik anak-anak ya, suka bertanya. Have some word knowledge, so these students are not playing slate and possibly unconsciously they have mastered some English words such as radio, television, apple, yes, no, come on, and so forth. Jadi mereka sudah punya storage ya in their brain. And then they can work in groups, so it will give possibility of conducting group works. And then naturally ready to learn a foreign language because they are motivated to learn the target language. So you have to be enthusiastic ya, so the task should maintain and grow their motivation. Okay, now we go to the next student teaching teenagers ya. Teenager berarti umur berapa?
Up
Antara 12
yeah.
ya, up to 18,
19,
17,
19.
yang ada tin-tinnya itu 19 ya.
19.
So some principle that can be used as simple reminders for the teacher in teaching teens as follow ya. So first, intellectual capacity, abstract operational thought around the age of 12. So therefore, some sophisticated intellectual processing is increasingly possible. So they can complex problem ya can be solved with logical analysis. So they have to use their logical analysis because their brain is developing ya, so they can use they have many complex problem in their life. Jadi sedang mencari jati diri ya, jadi mereka sangat use logical analysis. And then attention spans and distance are lengthening as a result of intellectual maturation. So you can use many diversion present in teenager life. Those potential attention spans can easily be shortened. Jadi attentionnya sangat terbatas juga ya. So varieties of sensory input are important. So you increase capacity for abstraction lesson, the essential nature of appealing to all five senses. Jadi ajaklah mereka untuk use all five senses ya in learning English. And then factors surrounding ego, they use their ego, self-image, and self-esteem are their pinnacle. Teens are ultra sensitive ya, bukan hanya sensitif ya, they are ultra sensitive. So how others perceive their changing physical and emotional selves along with their mental capability. Jadi mungkin yang ngajar di SMA atau SMP itu lebih stres ya daripada yang ngajar SD atau yang sudah kuliah ya. So yeah, you have to appreciate the teacher. So one of the most important concern of the secondary school teacher is to keep self-esteem high ya. Jadi jangan underestimate mereka ya. And then secondary school students are of course becoming increasingly adult-like in their ability to make those occasional diversion from the here and now nature immediate communication context to dwell on grammar point or vocabulary item. Jadi gunakan communicative context ya, jangan hanya dari you can ask them to be active in the class ya. Kemudian how to teach adult, ini kira-kira yang adult kapan? Di atas 18 tahun ya, 18 tahun plus, nah itu berarti adult ya. So adults are able to handle abstract rule and concepts, and then adults have longer attention spans for material. And then sensory input need not always be varied with adults, so but one of the secret of lively adult classes is their appeal to multiple senses, so they can use multiple sense ya. So adult often bring a modicum of general self-confidence atau global self-esteem into a classroom, and then adult develop abstract thinking ability-nya lebih bagus ya, better to understand context reduced segment of language, and then authenticity and meaningfulness are still highly important, but adult language teaching can take temporary digression to dissect and examine isolated linguistic properties as long as students are returned to the original context. Do you have any difficulties in making lesson plan? Yes, what are they? Kira-kira apa yang make you challenge? I mean, the challenge of making lesson plan. What problem do you have in making lesson plan? Atau dari grup Y? Yes. Dari yang lain, selain Arsenia atau Arsenia, maybe? Do you have any difficulties?
For the first time, I think it might be a little bit confusing because we have to decide whether we are going to choose what grade and what kind of the indicator that we are going to prove in the lesson plan, and also about the objective and what kind of the methods that we are going to choose to teach the students, particularly the elementary students, because it's different. We have to tend to focusing how to teach in unique or in engaging teaching, because as I already stated that elementary students tend to get bored easily, and they get too easily distracted by other things.
Okay. Do you have any experience with young learners?
I think it might be my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes. Oh yes. Okay. So in briefly, this is difficult for you to make indicators,
Yes.
right? indicators and the objective of
Yeah.
the writing.
Yes.
So I want to know what the focus of your writing for elementary school. Have you checked the book, textbook?
Not yet, but I think for the elementary students, they what kind of writing that we are going to offer, it's maybe like a story that they tend to be, because elementary children tend to be more imaginary, not just like our university. We have to be writing something that real, but but the children tend to be more imaginary. They have to write something that maybe not in the reality life.
Oke, so kalau dilihat genre-nya apa mereka? Naratif ya?
Yes.
Oke, naratif and kalau deskriptif?
Descriptive, maybe we can ask them to write about their personal experience of maybe holiday or something like that.
In paragraph ya?
Yes, in paragraph.
Oke. Any other selain Arsenia? So, yeah, how to set the criteria is very apa ya? Make us if you have no experience, then it will be difficult. But if you have interaction with young learners, maybe it will be easy to map ya, to make the lesson plan. Okay, so okay, in making lesson plan, have you checked the syllabus? So syllabus itu kurikulum yang dipakai di sekolah. Apakah topik yang Anda berikan itu dipakai ya dalam kelasnya? Tidak boleh mereka-reka. You have punya apa ya? Misalnya sekolah yang homeschooling juga beda dengan sekolah yang public school. Public school itu sekolah negeri ya. Kemudian selain difficulty and your challenge in lesson plan, kira-kira do you have what do you think the effective lesson plan? I mean, tadi ada yang pakai basic competence, ada yang do you have any reference before making lesson plan? Farhan mungkin, what do you think?
For my reference, I use the internet for the Curriculumatica yang sekarang. Lalu for the syllabus, I chose I took an example from my previous classes.
Okay. So what is your lesson plan for? What student?
So my lesson plan is for my target
Learners, yeah.
learners is fifth graders.
The fifth graders.
Yeah,
Okay.
is speaking in the class, and I use a similar like a basic competence, but I chose to more like a real life situations,
Real life.
and also put it in some game-based learning.
Game-based learning. Okay. Ada ya baru ya, strategi baru ya. Game-based learning baru dengar saya. So okay, that's good. So as the past experience itu di SMA 8 ya. Saya dulu di SMA 8 situ depan dekatnya UM. Itu bahasa Inggrisnya ada 2. Jadi bahasa Inggris yang di kelas, buku, ada terus bahasa Inggris yang kedua itu conversation class. Jadi gurunya sendiri lagi, beda. Everyone can be a teacher ya, semua orang itu bisa jadi guru ya. Cuma tergantung kemampuan adaptasinya ya. What is your personality in teaching? Do you want to be humorous teacher atau serious teacher atau apa kira-kira?
Chill teacher. More enjoying.
More enjoy? English fun gitu ya, make English fun ya. Okay, so I think that's all and see you next meeting. Have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ini saya kembalikan ya.